Welcome to the Sports Card Talk Show. Sports Card Talk Show with Kevin Anderson and Lauren Walker, the Skull Brothers.
All right, welcome to episode 182 of the Sports Card Talk Show. We have a Friday night interview tonight.
Yeah. I'm really excited about tonight's interview, but before we do that, Skull Bro shout out.
Yeah, for sure. You want to do it, or?
Well, our good friend Matt, our good friends Matt and DMC over at MT Sports Cards recently just hit 700 subs, which is, in our opinion, a little bit low. As far, they should definitely be at that 1,000 sub mark. As far as I'm concerned, they put out just great content, a father-son duo. One of our just oldest and probably closest friends that we've made in the community.
For sure. Yeah, great stuff they do over there, and DMC always gets the hits, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so check them out. Love their channel, and those guys are some great people. So,
yes.
Yeah. So who do we got
tonight?
Dial up tonight.
Tonight we're ringing up Freedomsufferer Cards, and he's way over in Europe. So
yeah,
I'm excited to dial him up. His channel's just great.
Yep, for sure. All right, well, I think we better dial him up, huh?
Ring-ling ding-dong.
All right, we got Freedomsufferer Cards dialed up. How are you doing today?
Hey now, the legends are here. I'm doing all right. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. How about you? So right now it is roughly around 9 o'clock our time. What time is it there?
Right now it is around 4 p.m.
The beauty of the internet that we can like this.
What could we do without it? It would be a challenge.
Yes,
that's for sure.
Yeah, we've been checking out your stuff, and I know having a little back and forth, and we were excited to have you on. Super curious to hear about your background in collecting, and just give us a little bit of background on your collecting and where you were and where you are and how it's going for you.
No problem. Well, I'm excited to be here as well, in the Netherlands, of course, but on your show primarily. And the collecting. Well, I'm almost 43 years old. I started collecting with, like most children did, with toys, Marvel and G.I. Joes and wrestling. But as far as cards went, I had cards. I have an older brother who handed down some cards to me. Some 82 cards. I guess the first time I got cards given to me, it was 1982. And the first pack I actually bought was 1986. And I was hooked right away. Right away in 1986, I opened a pack of O-Pee-Chee hockey cards.
Oh, yeah.
And my favorite team, I'm Canadian, I should say, born and raised in Canada, in Toronto, Ontario. And I was lucky enough on my very first pack to pull a Wendell Clark rookie, who happens to be my favorite player. I was hooked at that moment on. And
it, won't it?
It was
player, that's an automatic hook.
Insane. But it got off to a great start, and just as quickly as it started, it got pretty sour. I was sort of, I don't want to say bullied, but pressured into making a trade days after pulling that Wendell Clark card. And I figured, well, I pulled the Clark on the very first pack I had. I'm sure I'll get it again. Wrong. Never got him again. But the trade was an awesome trade. And it was for a Grant Fuhr rookie card, Glenn Anderson rookie card signed, and a Wayne Gretzky and a Mark Messier third-year card. All of those for the Wendell Clark. And my twin brother is an Edmonton Oilers fan. So he was all over that trade. He was like, yeah, you should do it. Please do it. You'd be insane not to do that. And really, they all had Hall of Fame careers. All the names mentioned there. Wendell was, he was just a tough player. He could do it all. I figured no problem. I'll do it and I'll pull it again. But that never happened. So the following years were primarily chasing Wendell Clark again. And every year afterwards, I got the new product, and that ran up until 1993, 94. And I decided to take a break at that point and started getting into music. So yeah, and the cards got way more expensive. It really started to sour, like most people in the early 90s, where the mass overproduction of cards, and Upper Deck came around. They looked nice. O-Pee-Chee Premier came around. They were really expensive for a kid. So I sort of got priced out of the hobby at that point, and just made trades along the ways. I still did some sticker collecting, but it was primarily hockey at that point, for me anyway. My brothers liked basketball and football and everything else. But I went at that point to just playing sports, actually. Loved playing hockey. I played some Canadian football and MFL, which is Mississauga Football League. We moved from Toronto to Mississauga, and just got way more into the sports aspect and further away from the cards. Yeah. And fast forward, along the way, of course, there were some rookies that I did like. I got back into it for a little while in the early 2000s, and then stopped again and moved to the Netherlands, moved to Europe, actually, to just do some soul searching. So that was, there was a lot in between, still trying to figure out what to do, and the card collecting. I kept all my cards. I never got rid of them. And as the years went by, I moved to the Arctic. I was living in Iceland, and I ended up somewhere in the nether regions of the world. I ended up in the Netherlands chasing my heart, chasing love. And you know that story. You don't really choose where or who. It was what it was at that point. But I was working like crazy, multiple jobs, the life of an immigrant, just taking whatever job you can and just really living the life that I never thought I would be lucky enough to live. And what ended up getting me back into the hobby was I had multiple back surgeries, and I was trying to figure out ways at this point to maybe make a quick buck. So I contacted my family in Canada and asked them to start shipping me my old cards, because I miss them, and some of them, it's like, I'm just getting older. What am I holding on to them for so long for? And this was before COVID, before the hobby exploded again. We're talking about maybe 2 years ago. Right. So I got back into the hobby around that time, and living in the Netherlands. Yeah, there are no hobby shops. They don't deal with cards at all, except for Pokemon and Magic. I would ask around, do you know where to get hockey cards? And they're like, hockey in the Netherlands. They know hockey as field hockey. Right. So they're like, no hockey. I said, what about baseball? Baseball. And football. Yeah, football like soccer. We have soccer stickers here, they said, but nothing at all. So I just went the eBay route at that point. Oh, sure. And that's the only thing that was already a big challenge, but it was still doable because the sport, or the hobby, hadn't exploded yet. So I was able, being in Europe, I just centered my focus around soccer and other local sports, and found like racing is also pretty big here, but Formula One, not NASCAR. Oh, sure. Yep. And the Dutch have Max Verstappen. He's a superstar. He was doing really well. And I saw an autograph of his for €2 on an equivalent of eBay. So I was like, okay, maybe this is something. And then I started searching Cristiano Ronaldo, and I found Ronaldo autographs from Portugal, all relatively cheap, unbelievably cheap. So yeah, that's it started getting the itch back, and I started watching. The first channel I got back into was the collecting with was Great Day for Hockey Cards. He was just really calm, I love the way he did it, and I was like, there are actually people that do this, that showcase their cards. I found it amazing, really crazy, actually. So
Yep.
then it just started going from there. From there, just going into other channels, and I thought maybe one day I would start making my own videos, but I was in no hurry. I really did not want to rush it. I just got to know people in the community and commenting on everyone's videos. I'm a really big supporter of so many. Everyone I subscribe to, I check everybody out. And primarily because of my back surgeries, I have a lot of time. So I'm able to be an actual devoted supporter that way. So I do have some benefits of being in my situation. Tried to make the most out of it.
Right.
And everything was running smoothly until the EU, the European Union, really clamped down on making purchases outside of the Union. So I did buy my first hockey blaster before this happened, and I pulled this guy, Austin Matthews Young Guns, and I figured,
Nice.
on my very first box, and from that point I bought a couple other boxes, and I kept getting the top rookies. It was unbelievable luck. But then the EU came with these restrictions. This is what I'm going to show here. I'll try to cover personal information, but I just got dinged with duty fees again.
Oh no.
And this happens often. As I open my channel, I get these beautiful orange stickers here. That's now my 5th orange sticker. Let me put this right here.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just telling you, watch out. We have a package for you, but you have to pay for it.
Oh man. Oh no.
On top of what you already paid for it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I started getting fan mail, and I was like, okay, well, that's just on purchases, right? But no, I started getting ding duty fees on care packages. And so not only do they not have anything here, but now I'm at the point where I can't buy anything over 20. And now, you know how expensive the hobby is. What is under 20 if you want to buy a box? Nothing.
No, not at all.
So, yeah, it was really a big challenge.
Is that so? Would you prefer that somebody like declare the value to be less than 20? Would that pass, or do they know that?
When it's a gift, I'm allowed up to 50, but 50, it doesn't matter if it's 50 euros, 50 Canadian, 50 American. So I always tell people, if you want to send something, I appreciate it, but just be careful. Mark it as a gift, because I didn't pay for it and I shouldn't have to be charged. So please mark it as a gift, and be careful with what you put in there with the value and whatnot. Just try. I've had 2 episodes describing, the proper rules and etiquette going about sending a care package to me, but I still keep getting dinged. So yeah, it makes me a little nervous every time someone says, "Oh, I'm going to send you something," and I'm like, "Okay, all right." But yeah, it's the challenges keep growing. It really is.
It sounds really like it. Wow.
So sometimes I do have my family send me stuff like packs, loose packs, and that does help.
Yep.
So you cannot find a pack of cards still in a store? Like
nope. Zero. Outside of Pokemon and Magic cards, zero. They do not exist. There is no. I see what's going on now actually with you guys with Target and Walmart, and I by no means take any joy that you guys are getting your budget value taken from you. That's absolutely horrible. I feel for you guys. I really know what it's like to not be able to find things. But yeah, there aren't even hobby shops here.
Wow.
So all I could tell you is hang in there, and yeah, I guess support other YouTubers. That's a good thing too. A lot of being in North America, you guys have options as well, where there's a lot of mystery packs, and sometimes a lot of these packs that you guys buy are pre-searched from what I've seen. But yeah, just hang in there and support each other. Maybe trades. That's a big thing that I see people are getting more and more into to try and combat this Target, Walmart. Pretty embarrassing that it's gotten to this, but Sometimes these things happen.
Now, I know that I caught a video that somebody like sent a package to your folks' house, and then your folks do. I know that our friend from Germany, his name's Frank. He actually bought a couple cards from me, and then he also had another friend of his in Germany who also collected cards. Bought all my Moritz bow ringer collection, and I'm saying that wrong. His name wrong again. I say it like an American, and that's not how the Germans pronounce it. But anyway, he had me actually send it to an address in America that like accumulated all his American purchases into one package, so he would only take one big hit on the duty fees or whatever, versus a whole bunch of small ones. I don't know what duty fees are exactly, but
brutal.
Do you have like an American address and a Canadian address, or?
Well, my parents still live in Canada, so the pipeline I have in the U.S., to call it, for lack of a better term, is I do have some good friends in the U.S. And BMAX Breaks was the one where I went to one of their live streams, and the community is amazing. They were all just sort of happy to see me on a live stream. With the time difference, it's so hard. Like, I'm still an avid sports fan, and I got to stay up late to watch sports or to watch live streams. But I was able to catch one, and all these people started buying me things like, oh, buy Freedom this, buy him this box, give him this Topps update, and give him this Topps Heritage. And I'm like, wow. And then it came to sending it to me, and BMAX went to send it. And he was like, wow, it's so expensive. What cost me $4 American to send is costing me $15 to send to you. And with the values, with the duties, I just can't really do that. I was like, okay, well, I appreciate the love and the support, and it was fun while it lasted. But then I had a buddy who heard about this, and he was like, you know what? Just have him send it to me. He lives in Florida, and I'll send it to you guys. No problem, because I love your channel. He's a good friend, but he is actually a big fan as well, and he wants to help out any way he can. So he does send, if there's something that has to come from the US, and if it's just a couple of cards, that's no problem. But if it's a significant box or something, yeah, it's got to go from one person to another person as the middleman. Sometimes that will be sent to Canada, and then from Canada to the Netherlands. Sometimes, yeah, it makes 2 or 3 stops before it gets to me.
Oh, wow.
But it's just a bunch of good people coming together to A, give me content, and B, give me some smiles. I really appreciate it. So yeah, that's very grateful for that.
Absolutely. It's funny you brought up BMAC. That's twice in 2 days that I've heard that name pop up. I'm gonna have to check that out and get into that stream. It sounds like a blast.
No, he is an outstanding group breaker. I don't know how he can afford the prices he has either. It sounds like a big advertisement for him, but it's really not. That's the truth. And the guy pulls fire. Like every time I'm seeing it, he did Pokemon. You know, he doesn't do too much Pokemon, but he pulled a Charizard. And if you know much about Pokemon, that's the Jordan and the Wayne Gretzky, and that's the one to go for.
I know just enough to know that that's a really good one.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just, I still watch all of, even I saw your recent interview with, was it Kevin Cards, Kids Cards, or something along that?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And I believe I got into your channel through another interview you had with him, and he gave a shout out on one of his videos. It was Angry Old Man, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Ed.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's how I got into you guys. And I'm good friends with Julie Farnham, a fellow Minnesota native, big fan of you guys as well. So I kept hearing your name, and it's like, you know what? I'll check it out. It was very cool that you do interviews and then seeing the under $10 grabs and just all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah, you guys are extremely original. And that's the thing about this. There's so many channels, and you would think, with so many, how can you watch them all? But the truth is, really, everyone, for the most part, that I'm following has a very custom touch to it, you know. and it always keeps it fresh. I've been a big baseball and NFL fan for a while, but I've been sort of out of touch with the modern players. I'm a Miami Dolphins fan when it comes to NFL. And when Dan Marino stopped, it was ugly for a while in Miami with Jay Fiedlers and Ray Lucas, and oh man, it was bad. It was bad. I gotta say, I've always liked the Vikings colors. The purple looks great.
Yes,
I'm a big fan of that. But seeing these new channels too, is it sort of updates me on the new crop of players, and that's for every sport aside from hockey, because I have stayed up to date with that. So it's not only about the cards for me. It's not only about the hobby. It's also about the sport, and I learn a lot. I learn a lot about the players just from the whole community. It's just I can't go a day without watching. I don't want to call it an addiction, but I look forward to making videos. I look forward to watching videos.
Yeah,
and I've made great friendships. Right, that's another part.
I was gonna say, I think my collecting has kind of been taking a back seat because I'm trying to decide how I'm going to collect going forward, but that's another story. But the thing that's always been common is the friendships and the enjoyment of, talking with people and just hearing other people's ideas on collecting and how they collect and why they collect and just becoming friends with them. That's more important to me right now than actually buying another card that I'm not sure if I really want.
For sure. I agree 100%. I mean, the friendships, for one, I've never been materially driven. I do like some material, like cards and whatnot, but like, for example, I have an eBay, but I never advertise it. Because of the duty fees, because I care about my North American comrades. I also don't, whenever I post anything for sale, I never sell anything that is going to be above, I believe the rule is 50 euros.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point, you have to ship it with insurance and whatnot. And then comes the duty fees. Then you guys will have to pay duty fees. So it's like I have all these great cards and I can't really sell them, even if I wanted to. But I really don't want to.
Right.
What I do sell are doubles, and like my eBay is littered with $1 cards. I think the most expensive one I have on there is maybe 30.
Sure.
And yeah, sometimes to get new product, I'll do that, but it's just not my driving force. I don't like talking about the value of cards because for me, that's never been it for me. I'll get just as happy opening a $1 pack from the 90s as I would, a new pack. And of course, everyone likes the big hits, but that's not a make or break for me.
Right.
I was recently given a care package from Muskoka Card Collector, and it was a Dollarama pack, that most people I watch open these packs. They're pretty bored with them because you're not going to get great cards, but I was on cloud nine getting these. They were sent from Canada, from my home city, from a little dollar store I haven't seen in 10 years. And opening the memories you get when you're looking through these cards, like, wow, I remember getting this card. I remember having the whole set of this card and what I love that big time.
Yeah.
I'm extremely passionate. It makes me semi-emotional sometimes, just that there are people that watch, that care, that really enjoy it. And the music, I write music for it, just joke tunes, something quick to put together. And it was never expected that people would be wanting to buy CDs of this, just a complete comedy tunes I'm writing. And now it's like, when are you going to come out with a CD? When are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? And I'm like, really? I have 3 full-length CDs, all Freedom Sufferer Cards CDs that I've written. I think I've only had my channel for under 5 months now at this point.
Okay.
So, yeah, I just keep filling new CDs of this music, and it'll be about, if something new happens, if I get like a new sport, for example, then I figure I have to write a song about soccer, or write a song about basketball, or write a song about Macho Man Randy Savage, who's always around. Big wrestling fan, a huge wrestling fan. Mainly of vintage wrestling, but So it's just fun. Literally, I have so much fun. And materialism and talking about the value is the last thing I ever want to do.
I know that even like your Pokemon, Pokemon Charizard or whatever
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. The way you say it in the song is like Charizard, or I can't remember, but
Charizard. Yeah. I put a little Macho Man in there.
Yeah, your music keeps you engaged. It's like you're just kind of watching the cards, but you're like trying to listen to what you're saying in the background with the music, and I really enjoy that about your channel. I mean,
Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate that.
You're definitely an original. You stand out to me in that regard, is because your music just is a bit. It's not even my kind of music, but I like it a lot. So
you know what the crazy thing is? It's not even my kind of music either, to be honest. I'm a diehard rock and progressive fan and metal fan, but yeah, that stuff takes a little bit more time, and it means something a lot to me. That I have a very serious side as well, but with the cards, it's like I don't want to belittle pop music. I really don't. I know a lot of people like it, but it's very easy to write. It's extremely quick. And if I want to do something quickly, I was like, yeah, all right, let's put some dance music to this or some reggae to this. And I just wing it. I don't even write the lyrics down most of the times, and just, I've got a guitar and bongos and piano and keyboard and whatnot. And I just do what I do. And there's not one iota of stress when it comes to it. But I'll write about anything. Like this little hot dog card here in the top corner. I don't know if you could see it. Let me try and pull it off.
I'll make you full screen there. Oh, yeah.
This hot dog card. I got a local, in the Netherlands, I got a local variety pack. And in that variety box or whatever, there was golf and wrestling and what else was in there? Boxing cards. And then there were some advertisement cards, like this hot dog card. It became a huge thing for me. I got probably too excited over this hot dog card. And all of a sudden, I got the hot dogs making its way into the songs I'm writing. I have someone who sent me this guy, another little thing here. Because they know about the hot dogs, they sent me some hot dog license. So, and then people are like, "Yeah, it's just really fun. I find it hilarious." And this is another one about a card here, or a postcard. The guy going fishing and getting bit in the butt there. I just recently wrote a song about that too, and this cost me $1 Canadian. So the content is never going to go away from me. It's always going to be there, and that's just no matter what happens. And this little guy up here too, Green Legs. He's this. You see this little dude. Yeah. It wasn't until, I don't know, was it 150? Yeah, 150th episode, or 150 subscribers, around there. Yeah, I think it was around there where I decided to give him a face reveal. I just always expose his legs and never said anything about it. And people started asking, what are those green legs doing there? And I was like, oh, that's just Green Legs. And I threw in some dancing scene at the end, and I gave a face reveal. But people were always wondering. Some people thought it was like Incredible Hulk or whatnot. When they saw it was just broccoli, everyone had a great laugh. And now I got this little side story about these green legs. And you see, it's just all stuff that's just not about monetary value. It's just about fun. That's really what it is for me. And Star Trek. I did a few Star Trek rips. I love Star Trek. But I had to write some Star Trek tunes as well. And it's just never ending. I can't imagine a lifetime where this is ever going to slow down for me, even with the challenges of what to get and how to get it. It is what it is. But I should add, I did find recently within the EU, European Union, I found an online shop in Sweden where I could buy hockey cards. So there are packs. I have things like this, like European packs, European hockey packs, so that I could get. This is a Norwegian pack. I got some German hockey league. I got some KHL. Get some Swedish packs. It's just, yeah, there is now a little bit of light there where I could buy some hockey cards, and they do have North American cards for almost twice the price as what they are in North America, but they're there.
Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about duty fees. So that is one thing. There's a little bit of light.
All these European League cards that you're talking about, are they made from Upper Deck as well, or is there a?
No, they're actually made from various companies. Upper Deck does release European NHL products, primarily focusing on European players. But this one, for example, this is an Upper Deck pack. But it's a German League pack. But most of them are this company, SE Real. Most of the KHL and Swedish packs I've been getting are this company.
Okay.
So yeah, it's different. The inserts look different. And the cool thing about these European packs is you could go hunting for NHLers pre-NHL or post-NHL. You know, when they're a little older, they go back and play at home. And I recently had a VR episode on a top 5, my first ever VR, and I showcased, if I remember correctly, a Malkin Pittsburgh Star. I was able to pull a Evgeny Malkin All-Star game used jersey card from when the NHL was locked out, and a lot of players went to Europe to play to stay fresh.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's really cool. I love getting pre-rookies and post NHLers I used to watch, trying to see these names if I recognize anybody. And
that's cool.
Most people in North America don't have that luxury, so it's not all bad, really. Stickers are also possible. They're like soccer stickers, for example. I get a lot of them, and they're not easy to find in North America. So there are its positives for sure.
Yeah. That VR that you did, I'm not sure I could go by those rules. I was telling Lauren, I'm like, I don't think I can come up with 5 because everything is PC for me.
Yeah, everything's Viking, heavy Vikings,
PCs, and no rookie cards, and oh man.
Pretty much once it gets into my collection, it becomes a PC card.
Yeah, for sure. That's the problem. But I think once he said you can't be your favorite team, that sort of narrowed it down. I have a lot of favorite teams. You got to find some loopholes in there, right? Like Ronaldo is. My parents are Portuguese, so I couldn't use any Team Portugal Ronaldo cards, but I don't like any of the teams he's played for, like Manchester United or Juventus or Real Madrid. So there's a little bit of a loophole there.
There you go. That's a good way.
And like you have your Vikings. You have your Vikings, but I'm sure you have some Vikings that you guys used to love that have played on other teams, right? So
probably could get a rookie card where they're in their college uniform and be like, maybe use that. I don't know.
There you go.
Get a you guys, collegiate product.
Yeah, Panini's cards are outstanding as well, actually. Now that I think about it, that's one thing I would love to open at one point in time would be when I see what everyone's opening, all these Select and Prisms. Oh, man. That is so impossible for me to get my hands on. But thankfully, I have channels like yourselves and others that can showcase these beauties. And I hear the pain in your voices sometimes when you have to, open. You get this box that's just so extremely pricey. You open it up and you got like 1 pack or 4 packs, and it's very different than what it used to be. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, yep. It is definitely different.
We've got the hockey playoffs starting right now. I don't know if you guys follow NHL at all. If you're fans of the Minnesota Wild.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
We got a tough draw, man. We got a tough draw.
Yeah, I thought it was tough when you had your matchup against Colorado. I did a hockey preview that's going to air on Tuesday and Wednesday. I pre-recorded it, And right after I was done, I pre-recorded my predictions, and I had Minnesota going up against Colorado. And right when I was done recording it, produced it onto YouTube, then I see that Colorado won their last game, and now Minnesota is playing the Vegas Golden Knights. So I'm like, oh, I had to scratch that whole video and do another preview. But I'm thinking at first, I was like, oh, thankfully you guys don't have to play Colorado. But then I'm like, well, not like Vegas is much easier.
Right.
It'll be tough.
Yeah,
but playoff hockey is amazing to watch.
Hockey. Yeah. I watch just about all the sports playoff time for sure, and I'm definitely looking forward to catching some games.
See, that's speaking of like just these European packs you were talking about. I wonder if there's pre NHL Kaprizovs over there.
Oh, there are.
See, Kevin's actually been trying to score a Kaprizov, and I'm like 99% of my collecting is Minnesota Vikings. So I dabble in other sports, but the price of hockey cards just has made me not even look anymore because
ridiculous.
I used to be able to get like Zach Parise rookie cards or autographs and stuff like that for like $10, and now I look and good luck.
Oh, for sure. I mean, hockey can't really even justify it because it's not like it sells well worldwide. They're charging more than baseball in some cases. It's ridiculous. I don't understand it. But as far as your Kaprizov question, this pack right here, there is a hope that he can be in here. Pre-rookie.
Yep.
So I have low expectations. That's why I'm always happy with what I get, because I'm not one of those people that's thinking, sweating as I'm opening these packs, is hoping and hoping. I'm like, all right, I know what the odds are. If it happens, awesome. I'll celebrate like there's no tomorrow. But if it doesn't happen, I just love having the opportunity. But if it does happen, yeah, you guys will know for sure.
Oh yeah. Awesome.
And you guys have your college ball. Are there college ball cards actually?
They produce like Panini, like Immaculate Collegiate. They put out guys in their college uniforms, but they don't. But it's whenever they draft. It's not. They have to be like players that are entering professional sports. They can't make, I don't believe, college cards while they're playing in college for like if they're like something like that.
I think they might
start to profit off of kids, right?
Oh, like the college themselves.
I think they might make a team set,
but I don't think they're really making money off of those.
No, it's just a team set for like our local college. Well, they lost this year, but they were 2-time defending national champions in hockey, so they have quite the program. And, and they've had some pretty big names go through. So I know my cousin had like Brett Hull went to UMD, and he had Brett Hull autographed college cards.
Wow.
Yeah. My cousin actually, he lived next to the guy that was renting to Brett Hull, so he got to go over and hang out with those guys a little bit. Not a lot, but he'd go over with the landlord, and they'd be all hanging out.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Now you spoke that I think it was in a back and forth between me and you on Instagram that you said that the Netherlands, they're really good skaters and they play field hockey really well, but they can't put the two together and put together a good hockey team.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah,
they're world champions at both sports, at field hockey and speed skating, always up in the top 3. But I don't know. I just really don't understand. It could be that hockey is too aggressive. It's very possible.
Yep.
I mean, I'm a huge UFC fan as well. I just before this interview just finished watching last night's UFC.
Oh, I forgot that was on. Dang it.
You should watch it. excellent main event. I won't spoil it for you, but
yeah, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. I'm going to try not to catch it. I used to be really big into it and haven't watched for a little while, and I'm starting to get back into it. So,
yeah, the awesome thing about the UFC is they show that stuff here on TV for free either live or the next day. So I don't have to worry about, oh, how am I going to watch this? You know, it's illegal to download, whatnot. It's actually on the TV. So I watch it the next day.
oh, perfect.
On my TV, perfect quality, just love it. Absolutely big fan. And that is one of the benefits. I mean, in North America, what does it cost to watch a UFC these days? You have to get an ESPN.
Yeah. If you
and then pay the pay-per-view.
Yeah, if you actually do pay-per-view, I think it's like 60 US dollars. But I know they do quite a bit of Fight Night Lives, so you can watch quite a bit for free.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yep.
For free on what though? What channel?
ESPN, I think.
So you are paying for the cable.
Yeah,
provider. So and our cable isn't cheap no more.
Well, I don't run cable, but yeah.
I don't either.
I have a streaming service. Yeah, it's we used to get every pay-per-view, I don't know, for 2 years straight, I bet, every month. Whether it was Fight or UFC and all those guys, Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, Ken Shamrock, all those guys.
Yeah, I started from UFC 1 as well, you know, Dan Severn, all of them as well. And of course, with the one Canadian we were able to be proud of that wasn't a hockey player was GSP. That made it very interesting, very fun to watch for a while. And the Dutch are just starting to get into the UFC a bit here, but they look at the UFC as, why are you hitting them when they're down? That's sort of brutal. I was like, yeah, it is sort of brutal, but at the same time, like kickboxing is huge here. And they do like MMA. They have a guy, Rico van Hooven, who does kickboxing with Glory and constantly rumored to be going to the UFC. That's where the big bucks are.
Yeah.
But their big name guy was Alistair Overeem.
Oh, yes.
Who he's won at every level, but with the UFC, it seems like every time he got to a point where if he wins, he gets a title shot, dude gets knocked out. Yep. But he's a big name here. And I was able to get something like this here, a Dana White autograph.
Oh, nice.
Photo. Yeah, that is nice. And another beauty of being in Europe here, I was able to get, before Austin Matthews joined the NHL, Austin Matthews autograph. Nice. Look how young he was there.
I know, right?
Yeah, it is crazy. And then I see everyone doing these TTMs. That's another challenge about Europe. I'm trying to get into these TTMs and through the mails.
Yep.
And I saw your program where you had 3 or 4 different TTMers?
Yep.
And it was really interesting. You know, that there's websites you could go to, but none of them are European.
No.
So I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Send like a European stamps, or I don't know. I have no idea how this is going to work. Will they even send it back? So I'm trying to find Europeans that do TTMs. You know, maybe there's some kind of option there. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's another challenge for you to try to overcome.
Oh, for sure. I don't know if you guys have gotten into TTMs yourself yet. You were saying you were going to try after you had them on.
There's so many things that we want to do, and it's just like there's never enough hours in the day for us. But it's definitely something that's interesting to me.
Yeah, and I keep hearing. I just caught another one where they talked about another website you could use, and I'm like, I just got to sit down and do it. Just got to sit down and do it.
For sure. I mean, if you don't try, right, you'll never know.
Exactly.
I was in a live auction a few nights ago, and the guy put up a card and goes, "This would look beautiful with a TTM autograph on it." And he does sign if you send a little bit of money to his foundation. I believe it was Peyton Manning, and I had to scroll back on the video a little bit so I could like snapshot, because he just put up this card with Peyton Manning's TTM address on there. I thought that would be cool to get a Peyton Manning autographs on eBay aren't cheap.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of the ones you don't expect would do a TTM unless it's gonna break the bank. Most TTMers, I love all the fringe players, but most TTMers seem to be the fringe type players that, especially the ones that don't charge.
Yep.
But yeah, you could understand. I mean, maybe they're getting thousands sent to them, and it does get a little bit time consuming.
Sure.
I could understand everyone not doing it for free, but I've always loved it. It always amazes me. It's like, well, you just sent this card to some dude's address, and he sent it back to you. How awesome is that?
It is pretty cool, isn't it? Man.
Yeah, these are one of the many things you learn about by getting back into the hobby. Yep. Really.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, why don't you tell people where they can find you, and then we'll kind of talk about whatever else you want to talk about and kind of bring things to an end here. We don't want to keep you the rest of the evening, and we have our day to get started here. But obviously on YouTube, but why don't you tell them where else they can find you, and we'll go from there.
The easy thing is it's all the same name. It's all Freedom Sufferer Cards. It will be YouTube, of course, as you just mentioned, Instagram and Facebook. And my email is also freedomsufferercards@gmail.com. As far as what else I want to talk about, well, we sort of touched on a lot of things, but the way the name Freedom Sufferer worked, this was all before COVID as well. I've used Freedom Sufferer for a long time, but since all these lockdowns have happened, that name has been perfect.
Yes.
Perfect with everyone being locked away with their freedom. So I'm glad I kept that name. And all I would want to add is I just want to thank everyone, all the content users, the subscribers, you guys for reaching out to me. Had someone have told me 5 months ago that I would have been contacted by you guys to do an interview and that I would have had people sending me stuff, I would never have believed it. It is a blessing in every sense of the word. I'm grateful every day, and I look forward to each and every single one of all of you pumping new content. That's all I wanted to add. I think we talked more than enough about myself. So
it's been a blast. We really enjoyed it, and definitely look forward to seeing more stuff. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine as well. And one last reminder to anyone out there who's watching and listening, and if you do want to try and help out, I appreciate that, but be wary of those duty fees. If you have any questions about duty fees to any European YouTuber, don't hesitate to send me an email. I'll answer any questions. No problem at all.
Perfect. Well, if you want to hang on the line for 1 second, we'll just bring the episode to a close and we'll talk for 1 minute afterwards here.
Sure.
So that will bring episode 182 with Freedom Sufferer Cards to a close.
Skull Brothers out.